Russia and Prussia are on the march in today's NTW3 historical battle as we have the Battle of Katzbach, which is fought in 1813. It's a battle I actually don't know too much about, but it's between Russia, Prussia, and the French Empire. Obviously, Napoleon's French Empire, led today by MacDonald as the primary sword commander. I think we must have MacDonald's corps here then today, because we are using the 1814 corps. I believe this is Winzengrode. I'm butchering his name. I know that. We have Blucher, which is the army of Silesia. We do also have Osten-Sarken, which is part of the army of Silesia as well. And then we have another Blucher over here. So yeah, we have two Bluchers, a Osten-Sarken, and then a Winzengrode. But like I said, butchering that name. I think we have MacDonald as the French corps. I'm not sure who the other ones, but the other commanders for the French at the time were Lauriston and Sebastiani. This was in history, I'd like to say, as I always have got to say now, because people go, Pope, why don't you spoil the result by telling us, oh, we've got cuirassiers here, so I don't think they're under MacDonald, so there might be, we might have some other calls here, I'm not sure. But yeah, people always go, Pope, why don't you spoil the result? I'm not spoiling the result. I think it will happen in history, not what's going to happen necessarily in this battle. But in history, it was a Russo-Prussian victory. We'll see what happens in today's battle, whether they can recreate history and win it once again, or will the French instead change history and gain a victory here? We'll see. Oh, it looks like we have Ney here then, because these are young or middle guard like Red Lancers. So I think Ney's corps here. I don't know whether they actually have. It looks like we've got a couple of commanders here, so they've brought quite a few generals it seems. So whether they've got like MacDonald and then like Ney and then a few others, I can't remember what corps were off the top of my head. But we've got Carabineers here as well, so that'll be probably provisional ones. I think it is the 1814 corps for the French as well. It would make sense just for sort of like balancing, and also just sort of like it's the closest that we do have to the 1813. There aren't an 1813 set of corps yet. I think that is on the way. I can't wait because I really want to do the Battle of Lutzen and Bautzen, and I really would like to do them with the actual 1813 corps instead of with 1814 ones. But we've got Katzbach here today, which is another big one for the 1813 campaign. There was around about 80 to 95,000 Allied troops, and then 60 to 75,000 French. The French were outnumbered, but that doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to be outgunned. We'll see here today. I mean, the French often bring a lot of artillery. It actually doesn't say how many guns were present for either side, but it will be interesting to see how the French do. I think the objective for the French was to hold this town here at Katzbach. We are at the map that we're using is Gorsic, which is in Poland. So the terrain kind of works for sort of like Germany, with like Eastern Germany. It very much works out. But yeah, the objective I believe is this town here. So they've got to take this to the coalition forces. We'll see what they can do. I mean, you can already see that the coalition forces with a cav have really pinned in the French, giving them little options of escape or flanking. We've got lots of lights here, lots of uhlans and stuff like that. I also know the Prussians have brought a whole load of cuirassiers as well, but I don't think they're up here yet. They're slowly arriving in Brandenburg cuirassiers, Schleswig cuirassiers. I think there are a couple more as well back here, potentially. Oh, the artillery is going to be slow coming forward here today. Maybe not. Maybe just the couple. Oh no, there's some more there. There you go. Ostprussian cuirassiers, and then another Schleswig cuirassiers. They got plenty of cuirassiers to the Prussians. Not like the Russians are bringing any today, but they brought their own fair share of other cav units, and hopefully they've got a decent amount of like line infantry and grenadiers that can break through. We'll have to see. Looks like they've got a mix of stuff. Looks like a lot of Jaegers actually. I wonder if lots of Jaegers. Sorry, not Jaegers. So like light infantry here. Tell they're lights because they're in just all dark green. That's kind of how you tell the Russian Jaeger. Also, it does say here as well. But yes, as you can see, it looks like this Russian army here is going for very much a shooting capability rather than a melee one. So maybe they're going to try and outshoot the French and try and use that as their way in. which is not a bad idea.
This
Prussians,
building has fallen to the enemy.
Have having one of their general units is the artillery piece. So this is a bit vulnerable, maybe a bit risky here from the Prussian player. But I guess technically just make this artillery piece like can't counter battery it because it would be general sniping. It's not a bad idea in that sense, I guess. Or Russian artillery people here. These howitzers, by the looks of it. So yeah, the Russians are they're bringing forward howitzers. I think the other Prussian general is Bluch himself, and I think then the Russians have got Vincenogorod here. I don't know if we do have Sarkin here. I don't think he is here. Might be a combat gem for him, which if it is, then it's probably one of the infantry units here, probably, I'd imagine. I don't know. Usually one with a name. Don't know, I'm getting a bit distracted, but anyway, well, it doesn't really make much difference. But the two sides are kind of now, you know, showing off each other's strengths. The French have lots of Guerre, probably quite a few provisional infantry units. It is 1814, like I said. Their infantry quality is not that great at this time. We are pretty much at the scraps. There's a decent cab back here. These are Young Guard Chasseur Cheval, I think. That's what they are. They are not too shabby though. They'll be pretty good. We've got like dragoons back here. I imagine these are more like sort of more provisional, so they don't look provisional, but that other one does look provisional. Provisional just means like conscripts, if you are unaware of that sort of term. These actually look pretty well trained as well. You can kind of tell the difference because of sort of like the uniforms. They actually have like sort of, you know, buttoned uniforms going on. These guys here have just got like the plain green sort of like uniform. It kind of shows the differences in uniform there. That's so key in NTW3 is like looking at uniforms quite often. They look very fancy. They're probably pretty good. There are other units as well that don't follow that format, but that does often work in many ways, especially for the French. We've got some. I think these are just National Guard here. A little bit early for them to be being used. They're a little ahistorical for 1813. They weren't quite using those yet. That was more for the defense of France. But like I said, we're using the 1814 cores, so you've got to make some alterations with what you got available. But yes, if you want to get involved in any sort of these historical scenarios, feel free to join my Discord. The link is down below in the description, as always. As we have some skirmishes here, shooting some Russian Uhlans. We've got a bit too close. Yes, looks like some trilliers. Just taking a few pot shots there, getting a few kills. We do quite a lot of these historical scenarios on the channel, certainly on the Discord. We do a weekly stream as well quite often. It's one of the most common streams that we do is the NTW3 one. And we have a good dedicated team of people that get involved in these sort of historical battles that get recreated. Getting through a good plethora of them as well at the moment. Krassia here. This Schleswig Krassia has taken 16 men in a loss, and it did go to orange in morale. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I did see that. So maybe this is not the most well-trained Krassia in the world, or maybe just because it got hit in the face with an artillery piece is why it went so low. I mean, it lost 16 men, I think, in one volley here. Yeah, look at this. The dragoons are just now getting chewed up. French artillery's having a field day. This Hussar here looks like it's doing most of the scouting, I think, for the French. Or maybe it's actually these, probably these skirms actually that are probably doing most of the scouting for the artillery here. But yeah, I'd imagine it's the coalition that have to be the aggressors, though France does seem like they're doing most of the pushing up here. Whether they want to get into melee, they might want to. That is one of the only benefits, I think, from the 1814 core is some of their units are fairly good in melee. Problem is their morale is also paper thin. So if these guys get volleyed as they charge in, or if one unit routs from a melee fight, then the rest could potentially rout. It could be devastating. So the French have to play this carefully on how they're going to do this. They kind of want to spread out a bit so they can have space between sort of units. Like I said, if one unit routs, it's not going to affect them too majorly. Looks like the generals now shifting over. I don't know if we've seen all of the French corps yet, like on the field. Well, I mean, we haven't seen all the French forces. Be interested to see if they do have the Young Guard here. If they do, I don't know if that's historical really. I haven't really looked at Katzbach's like list of forces, but I would have thought the Young Guard would have been with Napoleon, not with MacDonald at this point. But yeah, so this is all part of the Trachenberg plan. I think I can never remember the name of it. I believe it's a Trachenberg plan, which is basically to engage engage French armies when Napoleon isn't. That is the plan anyway. So yeah, so it's kind of like set up like that. So MacDonald was in command of this army, like I was saying. So MacDonald being one of France's marshals, one of Napoleon's marshals. He was a subordinate of Napoleon, and the marshals were given independent command. That's one of the reasons why Napoleon had so much success, is because he gave the command to competent men that he made his marshals, and they were able to basically use their corps as their own armies and do a lot of damage instead of being having to rely on Napoleon. They were forced to be use the initiative and do as much damage as possible to the enemy. But it obviously then meant that Napoleon wasn't everywhere with all of his armies, so you could pick off his armies one by one. Napoleon was still seen, even in 1813, as probably one of the best generals in Europe, if not the best, and was a mastermind. He was obviously said to be counted to be worth 40,000 men alone. Was his sheer presence on the battlefield. The French just fought harder when he was there, so they just decided to fight where he wasn't. But yeah, I don't think if we have we have the French 2nd Cav Corps here, which that could make sense why we have so many cuirassier units. But I don't think the Young Guard were here. So seeing the Red Lancers, the Lancer Rouge or something that they're called, which is a young or middle guard unit. Seems a bit strange to have it here, but it'll be, I guess, maybe just adds for balancing. It quite honestly could be here for just balancing. Or maybe I'm just missing that it was actually here. But anyway, it'll be fun to see the Young Guard in action. I always do like them. They have some of the best uniforms around, that is for sure. But yeah, I can't see anything that they're there. So that's a strange thing. A bit ahistorical, but, you know, like I said, you've got to work with what you got. Anyway, the line fight's going to go underway. You've got French Brigade here, they're firing away, doing their bit. You've got the Landwehr as well, trying to get involved in the Landwehr. It's a lot smaller than typical Landwehr units. You can get like 200-man units. They're still 100-man units. Some of these are just reserve infantry as well. You know, they're just not the best, but you know, they'll slow down the French. Soak up the fire. But yes, if you want to get, if you want to see more NTW3 battles and just more like Napoleonic content, do remember to leave a like, guys. Subscribe if you're around here and comment support. It does help out the channel. Like I said many times before, we're working towards 10k subs. If you want to see more of this sort of content, then do leave a like, subscribe. It does really mean a lot. And yeah, I'll thank you guys enough for all your support over the years. It's been great. We've got some grenadiers here for the Russians. I was trying to hunt down some. They brought a few, so it looks like Winzinger Grove has brought them. Yeah, he actually has got a couple of them. He's more you get here. I imagine the Russian line infantry can melee fairly well as well. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's brought much in the way of grenadiers. I don't think it is the main grenadier corps, but he has got a few. That's pretty good. But yeah, French actually winning that line fight pretty quickly. Actually, they are gunning down those Landwehr. So that's pretty impressive from the French there. You know. Got sappers here, taking the long way around this house. I think we're going to melee down the side of these Landwehr here. Surely Prussia's going to just send the cuirassiers or the dragoons or something from Russia. Going to go in and stop this. These guys can't form square, I don't think. So they would be easy to take out. The big cav build up on the far side, but nothing is going on just yet. We'll just keep an eye on that. But yeah, looks like the sappers hiding behind the building, and in they go. They're going in. Bayonets are swirling, and the war cries of the sappers will start right about now. Or not, they're going to silent charge instead. Very strange. That's even scary if anything, but yeah, those aprons are going to start to get pretty bloodied up. As these sappers are technically grenadiers, and there you go, routing one unit there. That will start to affect the other ones as the Landwehr start to rout. And there you go. A bit of a win there for the French. They've run down the cuirassiers are now starting to react, but it's a little late. They're going to do some damage to the French. Now clashing with Russian dragoons here as well as they go in. I don't know why we have silent battles, but there you go. We have the Russians losing out in that fight there against the Hussars. Will I think the cuirassiers should bottom these Hussars, so yeah, there you go. Easy sort of them. The sappers were routed as well, but they did their job. they did their job. We have cuirassies now coming forward, as I like to say as well. So I think we're about to see a cuirassy charge backed up probably by infantry. So this has got to be I don't know, always going off. The cuirassies here, got to be careful. You're going to have to support this. We'll see what happens. In goes the cuirass. They're going to go slicing and dicing in, and hopefully we get some melee sounds, which I do have it at max volume there, so it's a bit strange. And there you go. Looks like they are they're going in very, very nicely there. The cuirassiers. There we go. The sounds of battle are rough. I think the cuirassiers as well for the Prussians, but they just charge the back of their own infantry. Big no-no in NTW2 if you've never played them up before. Do not do this. You just scare and upset your own men, and there you go. A lot of these units are starting around, and then he's probably not been helped by the French infantry also charging in and doing some severe damage here. Looks like we've got the appearance of Marines as well, which are very, very scary for the French. They are grenadiers in their own right, and we have students here routing Uhlans for the Russians. Looks like the French are going to dash those guns out of Russia, and this blue corps is looking really bad. I mean, it's got a combat general, like I said earlier, so morale is a little less great for them. And there you go. As you can see, the French player here doing a really good job routing a lot of these Prussians. This Prussian army is being basically knocked aside. It looks like this might be actually the young guy Cheval, actually, in fact, sorry. I don't know what that other one was then. But yeah, that was going to dash for the guns, but it looks like they've already been routed anyway. They're running, come out and winning. Yeah, they're gone anyway. So really, I don't know if the guns are actually gone. No, they're all the way over there. They're still alive. The Russians look like they are going to stabilize this French push. The French, I think, infantry does need to pull back. It's just too much ground to try and cover to try and win that fight. Look who has appeared, though. We do have the young guard now arriving. So we have Trilliers, Voltigeurs. These guys are pretty good shooters. They're okay in melee as well, but they are pretty much primarily shooters. So that might match up quite nicely against that Russian shooting army. And it looks like they actually fell back on the side a little bit, the coalition, but they're now coming forward once again in great force. Whether this French player is going to be able to hold them back, I do not know. Yeah, strong push there by the French. I don't think have to be the aggressors, but they were happily the aggressors in this scenario. And yeah, that cuirassie's got back with fairly healthy numbers as well. Looks like some hussars here as well, still some decent condition for them. French still pushing on this far flank here. We've got looks like we are back. Fortunately, the replay did crash, but as you can see here, we got a little bit of a push by a Chevalier forward here for the French. We've also got some infantry supporting it. I think the French have captured this building as well, managed to get some troops in there because they're firing onto the Prussian Jaegers here. And it looks like, yeah, look at this, the Schleswig Cuirassier here going to get charged. Victorious early, but he got rear charged there by Lancers, and that's a nice little win there for the French, taking out that Cuirassier. French have fallen back. They're kind of, you know, facing off now against Sarkin's corps after beating back one of Blucher's. So they kind of have to, you know, be a bit more patient, be a bit more, yeah, wait. I mean, they've got reinforcements in the young guard here, which is good. They might be able to deal with Sarkin a little bit, but they still look like they're outnumbered. I mean, we can't see all their forces, but I don't think the French have enough to deal with this. This is a lot of Russians, and I mean, some of those Prussians will return as well to bulk those forces there. I mean, the real hammer blow, I feel like, is still going to come from Blucher's corps over here with all the cav. I mean, the French have got a artillery piece actually set up on this side of the road, this side of the river, and it's just going to start blasting into the Uhlans here. So, I mean, it's what nerve do the Prussians have to keep their cav here? For how long are they going to keep it there? And also, I don't know how easy it's going to be to charge down towards the road, because the French are really bottling up this area. They're really going to put infantry, I think, all the way to the edge of the river. So a head-on assault is going to be pretty tough, because you're going to be just charging straight into a line of fire. So yeah, it looks like the Prussians are kind of giving up that assault, and they're going to fall back with the cav at least. The infantry, though, looks like it's still going to come plowing on forward. We have got some horse artillery that's been scrambled forward here from the French. They have really pulled that forward and are like, quick, get the guns forward, the Prussians are coming. But yeah, as you can see, Prussia is sort of re-rallying. These Landwehr here are back for more. And it looks like they're going to now have assault against the French defences here in this house. But yeah, the French have units around as well as infantry, and obviously now have well, they did have the Cav, but oh, it is still alive. Look at that. The Cav is still very much alive, and it's going to get the gun. I don't know what this Russian player was doing here, but he is just allowed with his like Cossack unit there. He's allowed that gun to be routed. I don't think the general's dead. He's good at, look, this Chevalier is going in deep, and it's going after all sorts of things here, picking off the Prussian player's stuff. I mean, he was trying to get this gun as well, but the Prussian cuirassiers are going to save his base here. But that's still a massive loss. I mean, that Prussian army already kind of got routed once. Now it's lost its general. That's going to be even more of a problem. And I don't know how easy it's going to be. I mean, how easy it was for that general really to support anyway. It's not really a proper combat gen, it's just a gun. It's an artillery piece. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this Prussian player uses his forces. He can't be aggressive, I don't think. I feel like it's going to be down to Sarkany to try and push them back. It looks like it's going to be anyone who can do it. The Young Guard are getting pounded quite heavily here. They've actually troops. Looks like the artillery pieces. And it looks like we're going to see another little Chevalier come forward here. That might be going for this artillery piece here. I think this is a howitzer. Yeah, just firing canister as well. And actually got some good shots there onto the Chevaliers, and the team should mop up the remains of them. There you go, dealt with. As you can see here, French are actually giving ground, I think. What is going on with the artillery here? They are firing, and they're actually probably doing some damage. Yeah, I don't like yeah, look at this. They're just getting focused down by the infantry. I don't like that the gun carriage is in front of them. That's not nice. There you go. They're doing some serious damage as well to that land there. And the French now shifting over a lot of forces over here. Doing glorious stuff, glorious work. Got some troops back here ready to go. I think this is all just like Laguerre and Guard National and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of National Guard here. I guess they can represent like the conscripts that the French had available at the time, like the Marie-Louises, but not quite the same. I mean, a lot of these infantry might already be provisional anyway, the Marie-Louises. It does look like Russia here has the numbers to overwhelm the French. I don't know why these units are so spread out. Really, they don't want to be. They just get picked off by Cav. I'm sure that most of them can't form square. But yeah, it does look like Sark has moved over a lot of infantry. He's going to try and clear out this building, which is not a bad idea, really. I mean, I feel like this might be a bit too much of an extension here from the French. But the French are also like they're going to have to setting up some artillery here. The Marines are shifting as well, so the Marines are probably getting sent to occupy this building. That'll make a big tough to take. I don't want to hit the building. Just the air. So yeah, light infantry. We'll see how that does. But the line fight over here is getting pretty intense by the looks of it. I mean, this land base is getting chewed up. When they expect it's going to round soon, the artillery is shredding it. And they've lost a whole gun. There's two folks down, but now there's three absolute legends left manning one of the artillery pieces. And yeah, they are. I presume the French are doing okay in this line fight. This one needs to reorganize itself. There you go. Yeah, I mean, the landwehr here can all just take this fire quite easily. It's their job to soak up the fire from French infantry. They might not be able to hit anything, but they can take a lot of hits because there's a lot of them. All these units are like 100 man plus, which is still kind of small for landwehr, to be honest. When you have like the 200 man ones, 300 man ones, it's even more effective. Well, it's only 200 man ones. Might be able to get 300 man ones. Looks like we've got the Russians ready on this road here, from dashing down and trying to get some guns or for Guard National or something like that. I don't know exactly what they're going to go for. One of these, I imagine, is a veterans unit as well. So like it'll look like a Guard National, but it'll be a veterans unit. They often are available in the 1814 corps. We'll see whether they actually have brought one. They are fighting,
men are running, sir.
Fighting around the house. And men are breaking. Are you breaking? Oh, those landwehr finally hit the bullet. The reserve infantry placement. But yeah, it looks like the oh, it's just the rest of the Laguerre units outside here. That's hilarious. They're actually out in front of that building. You will not pass. Yeah, serious damage to the landwehr. They are not going to be able to do much when it comes to storming that building. They're already orange morale. Like, and they're just walking forward. There's got some guards here. Like life grenadiers. These guys have already seen action as well. They've got 30 troops. They might have re-rallied or just to stabilize. I don't really know, but yeah. So yeah, Schleswig Grenadiers. So yeah, I think those guys, if anyone's going to get given the job, yeah, there you go. Look at that landwehr parade. These guys here are going to get given the job. The Life Grenadiers, they're going to get given the job of building that building if anyone's going to have it. The Marines also shifting back this way. Looks like they're giving up on garrisoning that building. It's not their objective now. And the French have gone for a bayonet charge, and it's failed. Uh-oh, this is not good. This is a young guard as well. Not all of it, some of it is. About 2 units. They're not great at melee. I'm pretty sure they're better at shooting. I mean, they got okay melee stats, but I don't think that was the right move for them. It was probably better off just trying to shoot their way through these landwehr. I mean, the units move behind now, even bigger landwehr units. 59 units. Really going with the landwehr spam. We're going to see artillery brought forward in 6-pounders. They're going to be brought forward to try and, I guess, chew their way through the French lines. Not a bad idea. The guns for the French are gone. The crew's been shot to pieces and they've routed. I mean, we've got a lot of cav massing back here for the French, with a lot of goons. Whether they're going to get ready for a charge somewhere. There's a light, like a young guard cheval here as well. I imagine they're going to wait for the guns to get set up and then go for a dash somewhere, but you can see the infantry giving away. You can see the guns being shifted up here. Whether the French can shoot the counter battery here, that might be an option. Again, looks like the Prussian. Look at this, the Prussians breaking. I think this is probably just from just dueling with the house. We are seeing a 6-pounder now survive the Chevalier charge. That is setting up. Batter this house down to nothing. See, or maybe at least a half strength. I know that if you destroy an LOC, certainly in the rules that this group of players play, if you destroy an LOC with like the unit in there, the French would still hold it. They would officially say if French have the rest of the game, so you can never capture it in the like for Prussia or Russia. Strangely enough, this National Guard's been abandoned. The French are retreating. They're going to give ground and retreat to this tree line here. Might be a better idea. Just give them that edge against the landwehr. I've got young guard moving back this way as well. And if I remember correctly, there is a Carabinier unit as well. The Cuirassiers are still alive, but the Carabiniers obviously a threat as well. And there you go. We've got Hussars going in. They went after the guns. They might get them. No, they aren't. They aren't going to get them. The gun carriage is going to go. Might need a second cav unit to attempt that. They have got more back here. It's whether they want to risk it. Here is the Carabinier. In fact, all the French heavies are on this point here. Just keep an eye on it. Looks like the look at that. The Prussians went in for a charge. Landwehr Ulan's taking out another gun here. Being taken out by, I think it's just the old guard Chasseurs Chevals, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. They rush forward. Are they now going to go for a counter charge, going for something else? I don't know if there's much they can go and get. There's a lot of artillery over here, Russian and Prussian artillery, that's well defended by a cav. Where they're going to go and swing down the side, go for the land there. But the Russians can form square. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do. Stand in the middle of the open ground and just get bombarded. France is coming forward again with his infantry, so clearly they want to try something here to the French. And yeah, the Russian dragoons are getting ready to match off against the French cav here, the Chasseurs Cheval, which, to be honest, they could still lose to the Russians. This is a good cav unit. It is what I think it is, which I think it is. I don't think, well, it might be a Hussar actually. I think it is actually a Hussar, not Chasseurs Cheval, so I take that back. They've all win that fight with the dragoons quite easily, as you saw there, yeah. So yeah, that will be the case. So again, the replay did crash. It seems as though we are not, the NTW3 gods are not with us today, but we have, it seems to have a little bit of a dash here from the young guard, Chasseurs Cheval. I did just miss that, but they did manage to take out a Russian gun here. Actually managed to get that howitzer, so that is a win there. And the French are going in once again here. Another melee charge. Cossacks trying to stop the French here. Marines are leading the way. They're smashing through those Prussians. I've already seen so much action and so much defeat in this one. Yeah, they've had a really rough day. The life grenadiers over here, they're going to get routed as well. Looks like the carabineers aren't going to be needed. Looks like they're going to do it without them. The cuirassiers though coming in, they're smashing into the Jaeger here. Down the line they go. Hacking and slashing their way through these Russians. And France right now looking like they're going to change history. They are battering back the Russians and the Prussians on this flank. On the other flank, bit of a stalemate. But France is probably fine with that while they're battering through the heavy cav here. We have got Cossacks moving forward here. They're going to try and hit these French Marines and infantry. They might do it. They need to form square. The Marines are trying to pull out of that. The Cossacks broke, I mean, immediately. Wow, that is unfortunate. And yeah, let's look at this. The cuirassiers continue on. They finally hit a Jaeger. They can form square though. St. Petersburg. And they're going to get out of there. And I think instead the French infantry is going to go in. They're going to start twirling those bayonets. The dragoons really need to get a move on. They need to actually start acting and doing something. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble. We've got more like, yeah, Winston Grove over here needs to start sending some infantry back that way to go and help out Sarkin. But yeah, that is, yeah, Sarkin very bloodied here. I mean, he's still got a lot of Jaeger over on this side here. It's now falling back in the face of the French. But yeah, his sort of right, Sarkin's right, along with obviously like the Prussian sort of like left here, are shattered and gone once again. I mean, the center is, I mean, it's actually just mainly made up of cav and artillery. There's not much more there, but the right is really the only sort of hope that the coalition have now of any sort of victory, I'd say. There's the most healthy corps, the Blue Corps here, made up of like reserve infantry and Lambert, and there's obviously there's a Russian infantry here, Winzenegro, just waiting patiently down this road to go in. I don't know what he's waiting for. I guess maybe the French to come forward so he can use that road to march nice and quickly. But yeah, the French infantry here, sort of marching on forward in their columns. The Marines here. They're going to take the way. I mean, they're going to need it. They're going to need Cavs to back this up. There's a lot of Russian Cav ahead of them here, and Prussian cuirassiers as well. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy one to continue to push here for the French. It looks like they got a tiny little cav unit here coming forward. Looks like it's a young guard chasseur once again coming in here. Chasseur Cheval. They're coming in. It looks like we're going to see the grenadiers here. They're going to try and save the artillery. I don't think they're going to do it. They're not going to get there in time. And there you go. Artillery wiped out. I think they were limbering up, in fact. There's a little late there from the grenadiers. They might get the other one here as well. 6-pounder here. In go the French cav. Look at this. Straight between the units. And what? The Winston Grove here not reacting to the Hussars here. Need to get a move on. It looks like the Prussians are going to get their horse artillery out there, but the Hussars are going to come in and deal with this young guard. Cheval, but it's done a great job there. Really done very nicely, and it's got rid of a lot of artillery that was otherwise really annoying the French, and seems like they were
men are running,
kind of being outgunned with the French in most departments, to be honest, when it came to artillery. Like the center, they just had no guns to really sort of reply to this grand battery that's being formed up here. But yeah, the French are pushing forward. Looks like they're bringing a few more infantry units over here, including skirms. It looks like the French line now taking up this tree line as a defensive position. It's actually kind of working out for them as well. The Lambert, I think, is starting to lose. Oh, Spartan winning. Not on combat.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
I don't know. They're doing okay. Building fallen to the enemy. French have occupied another building here, so another strong point. Don't think they have to occupy all these, the French. I think they are just taking them for the fun of it. And also just making it as difficult as possible for the coalition, I guess, to kind of like sort of you know, force them out this flank that they've really got going on here. They've really pushed this on. The Trilliers here now are hidden, but they are shooting over here. You can see the plumes of smoke going off. They can't be seen by the Russians, but the Russians are dropping ever so steadily, those Trilliers. And yeah, I mean, this whole flank is in disarray. I mean, I think they're getting pushed back as well by an inferior French force in sort of size, not necessarily in quality. I mean, the Marines obviously very scary. The heavy cav is very scary, but I mean, they have their own heavy cav to the coalition, and they have plenty of their own cavalry they can use. The Russian dragoons are no slouches, but they just don't seem to be bringing it to bear all at once and just like overwhelming the French now. I mean, now that they're pushing out of this area around that house where they were using it as a strong point to sort of like defend that flank that they'd made. They're now pushing out of that, so really they should try and use the cavalry that they have left and the infantry to try and just overwhelm them. A lot of this Jaeger is still, you know, relatively healthy. 106 out of 124 here, that for instance. A lot of this, you know, Jaeger over here, you know, still like in the 70s out of 70. So yeah, they really need to try and do something. They really need to try and do something. The Russians here now actually are getting themselves stuck into a bit of a line fight. This is a guardian back here, but it's not. It's just a line infantry, an actual line infantry unit here. The Prussian. Lots of light little land units, like 28 out of 100. How are these guys still standing? They are. Got artillery over here as well. It's not a battle over the French. Just put some skirms up here right in front of them. They're just going to be a little screen, but it looks like the infantry behind is young guard. They're probably getting hit hard by the artillery instead. And it looks like, yeah, more infantry now arriving from the French. I don't know where this is coming from, but yeah, arriving to back inside here. And it looks like the French were umming and ahhing about a charge over the dragoons. They've been hit hard by a artillery volley. I think they're going to maybe go for the 6-pounder here. But it is protected by Brandenburg cuirassiers. That would be a little bit tougher to break through. I mean, all the artillery at the moment for the Prussians is protected by cavalry. You've got hussars, gulags coming the one by the river. And it looks like the other one defended by Brandenburg cuirassiers. It also looks like the French artillery on this side of the river is being taken out, I think, by the Prussian artillery. They've actually managed to counter battery each other. Pretty impressive, I won't lie. But yeah, so that is, I guess, one small negative there. Makes this like sort of flank for the Prussians a little bit more appealing again. They don't have to worry about that artillery piece getting involved. Yeah, now with the defeat, I guess, and the Russians being forced back here, we now have actually got the young guard pushing in this direction, or elements of it. I don't know if we've seen the whole thing really in one unified formation. We've got more infantry here pushing forward for French, including, like I said, young guard. It's 5 units here. We have another very healthy cuirassier back here. It's yet to be committed. That is looking like it's going to be going in soon. And it looks like they're going to go in amongst these houses here. Which, you know what, this might work for the Russians, you know. If they come close enough and get into a melee range, the Russians might be able to turn this around and make it a little bit more interesting for the coalition. They need a win. They need a win. It's been setback after setback, really, for them at the moment. They've only had a few victories here and there. The young guard here, the guard national, moving forward. Very different qualities of guards. There you go, the French looking like they're going to come forward. Another sort of like young guard, Cheval, going forward. That is going to go for the guns. The cuirassiers are going to be committed there, and you can see Brandenburg cuirassiers are being put in. They're going to get out of there just quickly. And they might countercharge this and go for the French guns that are being made available. There you go. Cheval having to turn around and face them. They might get the, there you go, the guard national taken out, and the artillery should go as well. That's a win there for Russia. They get this artillery, which they are going to. That is a win. We are about to see, I think, cavalry respond here to the French. It's going to be soon rather than later. As the Russian cavalry is continuing its menacing job. You see the French cuirassier is not ready. It's going to go in elsewhere itself. It's not even going to challenge the Prussian one. You've got provisional troops going in to try and stop the cuirassiers. They might do it, you know. They're redlining.
Our men are running.
They do it in back route. There you go, the Brandenburg cuirassiers gone. Here you go, the French one against the Russians over here. Some of the line has formed square. I don't think they got a great charge up to go through buildings. The French might come forward here with infantry of their own. They have all the French troops here carried on. I think they're actually trying to take our artillery. They're like, oh no, the French artillery already lost Linden. I think most reserve infantry might hold. I don't think the provisional dragoons are going to get off any sort of a successful charge there. Might get shot in the back and routed here. The cuirassiers, I also think, need to get out of here. This is not working, whatever this is. They haven't managed to rout one of these Russian infantry units, but as you can see there you go. The cuirassiers have routed. That was a bit of a loss. Got a healthy unit. You've got another one back here that's still very much intact. I think the Carabiner, I think it has seen action actually. I think it's thrown in, and it has lost control. It's got Guard National was charged here by Russians. They've been forced back. And the French obviously sending in their infantry here. Young Guard going in. They are redlining, you need to be careful. Young Guard here, yeah, probably the Marines are all arriving now as well. You see, they really desperately want to go into melee. The Russians are counter-charging Young Guard. Looks like the reserve infantry might break first. I don't know. The Young Guard probably will. Let's get 2v1.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Men are using all that ammunition. That's incredible. You don't often see that in MTW3. Looks like we're about to see another charge from the Transit. They changed their mind. The Marines are coming forward once again. They got a volley in the face this time. That might rout them. Doesn't in fact rout them. That might screw the other Marine over here. I think it will. I don't think he'll stand. He's going to get side charged by the Russians. There he goes, routed. Those are the Marines gone. It was a dangerous game to play. There's another Marine back here actually alive, but yeah, dangerous game that they played there with the Marines. Maybe we should send other just generic infantry forward first. We got some Hussars going in here. They're trying to tie down and kill off some Jaeger. They actually might do it as well. We've got French infantry still tying down the Russians here as well. There's actually a lot of French infantry still alive. It's more than I thought. I thought it was an inferior force, but there is actually quite a lot of French infantry just darting about. The Hussars routed. The Jaeger will stand for now. The Russians look like they fancy a charge here against the Young Guard. I've got sappers as well in the back here this way. They have everything for the French, it seems. And here we go, a French cav charge going into Ulan's. Going in, looks like it's just French infantry. No, they got to wheel back around. I don't
One of our units
side
has used all its
quite
ammunition,
liking
sir.
this charge through this town, and also the French controlled square there, so it was probably the worst place to charge. And it looks like the French are going to try maybe a push with guns here with the infantry, whether they can form squares being sent forward. There's a lot of cav that are being tied up there for the Prussians guarding that gun and not really doing anything but that. And the French have gone in again, both sides. Some of them from Laguerre, they're out of ammo. Otherwise, this seemed like a strange thing to spearhead this assault. I mean, it didn't quite. The sappers went in, but they also broke. Again, this cuirass is coming forward. It really wants to be committed. The Laguerre falling back.
Our men are running first.
Very strange tactics going on from the French here. A bit of hit and run almost. And here we go. Another charge coming up with the Russians. They're going with some dragoons. They see these guns are open. They might get them. Oh, they were lucky with those French guns broken right at the last second with those dragoons. That is unfortunate. It's one of those irritating things when that happens. And here are the Red Lancers that we saw so early on, and yet to see them committed. They are, so they're going to get sent in. It's a big unit as well. So they're going to go in and they might try and break through this Jaeger. It's not a bad idea. These are all unsquareable units. They're pretty battered as well. This could be a way through. Being backed by infantry here is these famous Lancers. Middle guard Lancers, middle guard. Red liners, they need to be careful. They've got all sorts. They've got stuck around this building to collapse when they have routed one of the Russian units here. They've got a second, I guess. Maybe that's partly them. They're going to try and get another one here. This one could form square as well. It hasn't. And there you go. The Red Lancers, the Lancers Rouge did break. They might return. It wasn't a great charge. I think they were kind of done over by that broken building. But the French infantry's come in and has broken the other ones here. The Russians are going to countercharge elsewhere. They're trying to send in some of their own Lancers. Trying to go up against Guard, National Guard here. And here we go, that big Prussian force on the far right flank here is going in. It's going in amongst the tree line. And I think they're thinking now or never. The Hussars going into the trees. It's going to be a messy fight, but it looks like they're routing a lot of this infantry. slash them, boys. Hack and slash them. This could be problematic, and we're seeing a big cav unit going in here. Was provisional dragoons. Well, looks like they're going to be thrown in here to try and stabilize the front. Young guard in here. So some of the Prussian cav is starting to rout. I think France might have just clung on, but they're going to lose a lot of units for this. And it looks like you can see now, look at this landwehr coming forward. The cuirassiers also, they're going to be thrown in as a second wave. France is, clinging on, but he's having to pull out his cav. Because he knows that the Prussian cuirassiers is coming in, he's going to need to challenge that. More dragoons are setting up here. Like more elite ones, they're going in. Cuirassiers and dragoons. I think this is not in favour of the French, because they've already got units wavering down there or breaking. The cuirassiers are also very cut off. And it didn't seem like it was a very high morale than either the cuirassiers.
Our men are running!
There he goes, broken just like that. And the French are going to hold on. Are the French going to countercharge with the cav and going for these landwehr? Wouldn't be a bad choice. There's a general right behind them. Blucher is just there. It would be a prime opportunity. It looks like they're going to vaguely attempt to look at this. The dragoons tried, and they're failing quite miserably there. I don't know. They're just exhausted. That was the worst charge I've ever seen. But there you go. French cav is going to rout, or one of them is. The rest of the dragoons are falling back, probably to get all freshened up. But the French are still pushing in. Look at this into the town. They smashed through the centre here. But the Russian infantry has gone quite far, breaking the young guard. The carabineers are engaged. One of my favourite looking cav units, that's for sure. Here come the Red Lancers once again. This grenadier could form square. I think it did. I think this is what it's doing to resist this cavalry so well. The Red Lancers just moving on. Don't know what they're going in for. Another grenadier here that's just charged in. I think they form square as well in time. Stop the Red Lancers, and they're going to rout once again. They've done absolutely nothing this game. Just hyping them up for nothing. Also, cav still back here. Lots of the dragoons still waiting back here to. Not lots, but 2 units still waiting back there to go in. French centre is looking pretty battered, as is the Allied one. The Allied right's fully gone as well. The French have just rolled through that. With what infantry they have here, it looks like a lot of provisional stuff, to be honest. Just like how they're holding their muskets, sorry, not their rifle.
Our men are running!
A lack of skill. So they are looking like they're going in. And it looks like now the French are getting in behind the Prussian lines here. They're going to do a lot of problems. It's going to be a problem for the landwehr. The landwehr does not like to get encircled or just even flanked like this. That's just a no-no for the landwehr. It'll happily take on a head-on collision, and melee it out, or even just shoot it out. It'll be fine with that. But if it gets hit on the flanks, it's not in a good spot. You can see the reserve infantry turning their flank, making a bit of an L shape now as Prussia as they get ready.
Our men are running, sir.
There you go. Looks like the French might be about to change history here, I think. Might be the case. It's looking very, very good for the French. Excellent gameplay by them. I honestly thought they had to just defend this building. They were on the defense in this one. But it seems like that's not the case. They were super aggressive. And it's caught the Allies unaware. Marines going in.
Our men are running.
Looks like they're going to rout these. Yeah, look at this. Landwehr routing immediately and shatters. Once one goes, they all go. Winzeneggerode is here. He's holding on. He's going to be sent into battle, it seems. Lucas, trying to rally what many has left his line infantry. And there's Schleswig, Landwehr, and Carabineers. Send them in. One last hurrah. There you go, the French. There you go. He can't even stand his ground. Can Winzeneggerode.
Our men are running, sir.
Lucas going in against the Carabineers. What a brave man. What a true general would do. Not this cowardly Russian. And there you go. I think that is going to be the Battle of Katzbach. going to be a French victory. It's going to be a change in history. There you go, Landwehr breaking. I think it's just these guns that have got to go, really. And there you go, the Russian general does finally go and he gets himself routed. And we'll just fast forward as we just wait for these Russian guns to get taken out. Who's going to get the honor? Might be the young guard, who, to be honest, they didn't impress too much today. I honestly felt like it was that corps on the far right-hand side for the French, and the Marines did a lot of the heavy work, and the heavy cav did a lot of the heavy lifting. In they go. And there you go, the Prussians' gun breaks, and we should now have the end results appear, I'd imagine. And the French are victorious here at Katzbach. And it's going to be a little bit of a change in history in the German campaign, I guess. You know, MacDonald managed to hold on. He managed to break the Trachenberg plan and actually managed to defeat the coalition in the field when Napoleon was not there. Hopefully I'll put up the end results for you guys to have a look at. Hope you do enjoy looking at those. Thank you for sending this one in. Johnny Le Buffoon, as always, is the architect of these battles that we do. So you're very much appreciated. And yeah, it's from his perspective. He's playing as one of the Prussians for a change. He got 110 kills with his guns. Never a good sign when your artillery gets the most kills. 101 with the Brandenburg cuirassiers. Then the reserve infantry, 96. 90 with one of his other Landwehr units there. 75. But yeah, there are the rest of the kills. If you want to look at those. Yeah, well done to the French players for getting a glorious victory and changing history. But well done to all the coalition as well. They put up a good fight. But there you go, guys. That is today's NTW 3 battle. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show support. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.